Hey, I'm Taras from Display AI, and today I'm going to showcase Agent Swarm, which is an open source project we've been working on. Agent Swarm is a agent orchestration layer offering an MCP and a way to deploy a Dockerized version of Claude Code and in the future other kind of like coding CLI tools too, in a way that it uses your credentials. It's fully self-hostable, it can run locally too, and it offers you a way to have an external and kind of like deployed team of Claude codes that are aligned between each other using like a lead agent and then multiple agents that can perform different tasks depending on how you want to configure. It's up to you to decide. And they can be extremely easily controllable through either like a UI, which we offer here, or through Slack or an MCP client. You can technically connect to the deployed MCP API from your local Claude code and essentially impersonate the lead. So you can see here the agents that we have. In our case, we have like a single lead agent deployed and 3 workers. We have all the set of tasks that they've been working on. We have a chat where we can say stuff like, lead, are there any tasks pending? And essentially the lead will be spawned and follow up on this. This spawn means that it will literally run a Claude code with bypass permissions inside that Docker container that is running. And it will have access to whatever tools you've set that up and system prompts and so on. And it can interact with the other agents and send them tasks and follow up on tasks and reply to the chat. You can see here that it replied and it said, hello, there are 4 active agents. And yeah, it gave a task summary on the state of the swarm, essentially. And the final interesting part is that each of these agents can run services using PM2 and expose it through a port if they want to. This is really interesting because essentially one of the things that we did before is we didn't connect these agents to GitHub, but rather what we did is ask the swarm to implement a service that pulls actually the issues and PRs from this repo. And you can see that if we set the swarm tag, it will automatically be picked up, create a task for it, and be handled by one of the workers. Now, this is a really interesting approach because it offers you a way to instead of going to the provider and setting up the integration, you can set it up it yourself, right? Like it's almost like you are just by coding it and that's it, no? And you're delegating that to the agent. And one of the interesting parts too is that we ask, okay, create a repo that this one is private, but we can make it public. It doesn't really matter. But we created a repo. I asked to create a repo and they push the services that they worked on here, so I can also check it out in an easy way. And you can see here that the lead decided that to create this repo and call it like a collection of tools and scripts developed by the agent swarm for various automation and monitoring tasks. That's how powerful it is to actually give it a file system and not run only in a repository or whatever it is. So they can actually like have multiple repos cloned and they can create PRs and they can create some scripts, run them, then delete them if needed, and so on. And yeah, I hope you find this interesting. It's extremely easy to set up. You can see the Docker Compose example that it should be almost like a plug and play. You only need a few required environment variables and everything else is just optional if you want to set it up or not. There are some volumes for shared files between agents and well, in general for the host. And that's it. It can be horizontally scalable with replicas as you want.